Um, so the story is rock candy. It's mild science fiction. It's not based on the time that I worked at a jewelry store. It predates that. Um, but it's kind of timely. So the story is Rock Candy by Victoria Buritsch. I won't let you do this. My eyes connected with each member of the Synthetic Jewelry Committee authorized by the Worldwide Jeweler Summit. My diamonds are worth just as much as any dug out of the ground, and they're less likely to be flawed, shine just as brilliant, and are just as worthy of being set in gold as being sold to manufacturers as diamond dust. Mr. Kelvin, began one of the suits. My hand swept to cut him off. It's prejudice. It's a clear case of prejudice. To assume that my gems are manufactured in a small factory means that they're somehow of a lower quality than those sold to help guerrilla warfare in Africa. It boggles the mind. I won't agree to it. If you're quite through, the tailor's suit stood, a Mr. Woodward, a tenured member of the trade union for precious gemstones. We're not asking you. It's being lobbied to the World Parliament at this moment. Not only will it be a federal crime, it will be enforced by UN military police if necessary. Your equipment will be taken and you'll go to jail. My knees buckled and I fell back into my seat. A soft pounding thundered in my skull. We're not asking for much, Mr. Calvin, gently spoke the woman suit. We're simply asking that you add a small detail to your diamonds to make your buyers aware that it's an SDS incorporated diamond. That's all. It's a flaw, I grumbled. You want me to add a flaw to an otherwise perfect diamond, Mrs. Orion. You're being thoroughly childish about this entire thing, pointed out Matthias Kraft, the son of my favorite buyer. Kraftwerk's Electronics had been seeking out a competitively priced diamond to add to their computer hardware line. Handheld GPS navigators, computer tracking systems, small cordless webcams, George Kraft had developed it all. And he claimed that the diamond technology made it all possible. Smaller and more efficient. Think about it. Seriously. It's your chance to put a stamp on each gem you create with a unique mark. To make your mark on the diamond industry. Imagine oh, the husband gives his wife a diamond and says, it's a genuine SDS diamond. Yes, a genuine synthetic diamond system diamond. A tad redundant, don't you think? I tug at my lapels, pulling my suit back into a comfortable position as I rise. I had been asked, along with representatives of two other major diamond farming giants, Apollo Diamonds, who perfected the technology, and Diamante Incantavoli, an Italian company that revolutionized the mass production of premium quality industrial use farm diamonds. And why? To give us the edge and make it the status quo to pre-comply with their law. I had met with two other representatives over lunch to talk about everything except shop, and when we returned to the summit, we were ushered into a separate room with three members of the Synthetic Jewelry Committee. It struck me at the time how eerily similar they all looked, with their business suits and thin smiles. If I didn't know any better, I'd think they were enjoying themselves. Actually, they probably were. So at this small circular table in a small rectangular office at the Hilton Hotel in New York, I sat with Kraft, Woodward, and Orion as they explained that in a matter of months, perhaps even weeks, the diamond miners and jewelers of the world would succeed in putting a cap on their profits by devaluing my work. Beautiful. Everyone knows that the only reason diamonds are considered valuable is because of the emotions we attach to them. I sighed. A committee so full of magpies that they can't share something as glittering as a diamond's value. You should have expected as much. Does your father know about this? I shot a glance at Crab. Oh, no, I hadn't mentioned it to him. We had decided that all conversations about adding the details should be at the discretion of the diamond manufacturers, supplied Mrs. O'Ryan. Her lengthy fingers sparkled with small stones and bands, tiny gems embedded in her artisan manicure. She spread her hands wide, then tucked one under her chin. Tell them whoever you think would benefit the most from the information, but make it clear to them that this is the way it's going to be from here on out. Perhaps the people that you traffic diamonds with would like an artisan mark made especially for their stores. Applause, applause. Her flip use of trafficking hadn't escaped my attention either. I bit my tongue hard. No use in making an enemy now that we'd begun behaving civilly. I cleared my throat. Is there anything else? If you don't have any questions, I suppose this. Mr. Woodward gathered the papers in front of him, shuffling them and tapping them on the table. Ah, well then, my bruised ego would not be the only one wounded by this announcement. My associates and I would have much to discuss when I returned home. But at this point, there was only one person I truly wished to call. I believe you have some phone calls to make. If I do have any questions, I'll be sure to voice them to you. I nodded at the three of them and gathered my legs underneath me. On my way out the door, I turned abruptly. You do realize that some of the others in my occupation may not take the ruling so lightly, and if we fight this, you will have a veritable army against you. We'll have an army of our own. Mrs. O'Ryan's pearly teeth smiled at Cheshire. Hopefully it shouldn't come to that. Hopefully not. I nodded sharply and turned to escape the chill room. My son said what? I held the cellular phone away from my ear as George let out a rough string of expletives intermingled with various names on the committee. When it finally slowed, he seemed out of breath, and I returned the phone to my ear. Are you done yet? Not quite. He added a few petty insults and accusations about the precious gems business, and finally came to a stopping point. Now I'm done. And I think that may have just kept me from disowning my son. Getting it all out. Let's just say if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have taken it anywhere near as well as if someone else had, because Matt never said a word to me. I can imagine sitting next to him, probably in a relaxed button-down of some sort or other, grizzled stubble from 2 days without shaving. You know how he is. If he's asked to play cloak and dagger games, he's all for it. I sit in the hotel lounge, glancing about. It's sparsely populated by more suits, and a few kids bouncing through the hallways toward the pool. Well, well, what? I feel a couple of eyes staring at the back of my neck and turn to look. Nothing. Well, what's our plan of action? Synapses clicked into place. We can create an umbrella company. Want to be a founding member of a high-end jewelry dealership? Maybe. Tell me more. They're asking us to put an artisan flaw in our diamonds. Woodward suggested that we keep our mark singular on all of our pieces. Why? Because then they'd be able to tell whose farm diamonds belongs to whom. Which, of course, in the course of their goals, wouldn't be such a bad thing. But I'm not particularly sure I want a diamond with the initials SDS hidden amongst the light refractions. Instead, I think I'd like something else. I think I see where you're going with this. A honeydew voice sounded in the background, and George muffled the speaker for a moment. When he returned, he sounded rushed. We'll talk about this later. Meet you Tuesday. Tuesday good for you? It's fine, I say, disregarding the sing-song voice in the background of the earpiece. Good. Tuesday. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll set up a time and place. He terminated the call, and I was left with the sense that we would have a lot to talk about. In a seedy little bar in a shady part of Brooklyn, I sketched away furiously at the bar napkin. Ideas arrived and lapsed like the winking lights from the taxis and buses outside the window. What would be the next revolution? What sort of kindling could these diamonds, these specimens, with the addition of a tilt, a degree, a flaw, what could they inspire? A heart, a starburst, an eye of Osiris, an a rose. I grabbed another now. No, all too common. All something that someone else could easily copy. I took a cufflink from my sleeve and examined the Buritsch cut diamond with a keen eye. What would it take? What would it really take to make simple adjustments to fool the observer? The diamond flickered in my hand, brilliant and lacking all at once. I closed my eyes and took in a deep breath. A ghost of a smile tugged at my cheek. A foggy warmth began to hum under my skin, and I ordered a round for everyone at the bar. In 2 weeks, I began production on my first artisan diamond. Flames, a flaw in the center of every diamond, where every princess cut, every hearts and arrows cut, every large cut, would pick up any light in the room and give the impression of a burning flame of white silver in the otherwise clear carbon crystal. A crystal as ordinary as rock. Thank you. It's complete for now.